Trump dumps on Little Michael Bloomberg, calls last mayoral term a disaster in billionaire battle's latest volley. The Donald Trump-Michael Bloomberg feud is erupting into a Big Apple brawl of billionaire proportions. Still smarting over Bloomberg's, Trump again lashed out at his much wealthier adversary. Little Michael Bloomberg, who never had the guts to run for president, knows nothing about me, Trump tweeted Friday. His last term as mayor was a disaster. Trump didn't stop there. If Michael Bloomberg ran again for mayor of New York, he wouldn't get 10% of the vote. They would run him out of town. He tweeted. Trump took a verbal swing at his fellow New Yorker a day after he boasted, in a not-so-veiled attack, that Bloomberg and other Democratic National Convention speakers. "I was gonna hit one guy in particular, a very little guy," Trump said. "I was gonna hit this guy so hard his head would spin and he wouldn't know what the hell happened." Bloomberg held nothing back in his prime-time convention smackdown of Trump on Wednesday, calling the Donald a dangerous demagogue and a risky, radical and reckless choice for president. "I'm a New Yorker, and I know a con when I see one," Bloomberg said in one of his more memorable lines. "Truth be told," he said in another, "the richest thing about Donald Trump is his hypocrisy." The dueling moguls had a cordial relationship throughout Bloomberg's run as mayor. Despite his latest Twitter attack, Trump actually offered effusive praise of Mayor Mike 4 years into his third term. "You have been a great mayor. You really have," Trump said to Bloomberg in a 2013 ribbon-cutting event at the Trump Golf Links in Bronx. "This guy is fantastic." Trump, as recently as last August, was still commending Bloomberg's handling of the city. "We miss Michael. There's a big difference, you notice," he said in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter. "Everyone's talking about it." But Trump's offensive rants, particularly his vows to ban Muslims from entering the country and deport millions of Mexicans, have turned Bloomberg into one of his most ardent foes. The former mayor noted that Trump has left behind a well-documented record of bankruptcies and thousands of lawsuits and angry shareholders and contractors who feel cheated and disillusioned customers who feel ripped off. Trump says he wants to run the nation like he's run his business. "God help us. Let's elect a sane, competent person," Bloomberg added. Following Trump's Twitter assaults, Bloomberg spokesman Howard Wolfson started trolling the Donald in devastating fashion. Wolfson first posted several examples of Trump showering praise on Bloomberg. Then he retweeted an image of the billionaire's tax records showing the most recent gifts by Bloomberg and Trump to their own charities. Bloomberg gave $645.4 million in 2014. Trump gave $30,000 in 2008. In a Friday town hall event in Colorado, Trump didn't mention Bloomberg. But he did try to contain the fallout over his comments about wanting to hit Democratic convention speakers. "I mean verbally," Trump said. Despite campaign promises that Trump would start acting more presidential, the Donald's freewheeling style was on full display at the rally in Colorado Springs. He wondered why crooked Hillary Clinton didn't congratulate him for winning the GOP nomination, revisited his controversial statements about Fox News host Megyn Kelly and disabled New York Times reporter Serge Kovaleski, and declared himself to be the greatest. "I think I have the best temperament, or certainly one of the best temperaments of anybody who's ever run for president, ever," Trump said. Trump later turned to Kelly, whom he earlier described as having blood coming out of her whatever when she was grilling him at one of the Republican debates. "I was talking about her nose," Trump said. "Maybe her ears." Trump Friday dismissed Clinton's convention speech as so average and full of cliches. As the crowd broke into chants of "lock her up," Trump moved to encourage them. "I've been saying let's just beat her on November 8, but you know what, I'm starting to agree with you," he said. "Trump is going to be no more Mr. Nice Guy. With